All right, let's go to Gruul. Oh, you were thinking about draft? Okay, that's yeah. All right. So like I said, guys, we're probably gonna upload this to YouTube. Hopefully, if I'm not that lazy, I don't know if it'll be up today or tomorrow or what it is, but and like I said, we'll probably try and revisit and do short videos eventually to predictions that have gone wrong. So before I get into Gruul, I think Gruul is going to be, great. I think it's going to have a lot of it's going to do, it fills a lot of things in the meta that I think is going to make things shift a little bit, and it's going to give control problems. Control's still going to be fine. You're still going to see control decks. Control's not going to go, oh. But there are cards that like fuck with the things that control tries to do. One of the things that I'm happy about is Settle the Wreckage. Fuck Settle the Wreckage, by the way. I'll play it, but I hate that card. But anyway, before we get into this, I think Gruul's going to be very good. So the Planeswalker, I do think, is actually the best Planeswalker we've looked at so far. I forget the blue-green one overall, but I think Domri is... I could be wrong on this, but I think Domri's kind of nutty. So, a 5 loyalty counter Planeswalker for 4. That you add 1 mana, and if you spend on a creature spell, it gains Riot. So, turn 1, it doesn't, like, assuming you play it on turn 4, you're probably, I mean, if you draw a late land or elf or something like that, then you can get a hasted Llanowar or a rioted Llanowar or whatever. Like, it doesn't really matter. You're still probably doing the +1 on it, so it's a 6 loyalty counter in theory. 6 loyalty counter Planeswalker on turn 4. It's kind of hard to deal with. -3, look at top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal up to 2 creature cards from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So, in the right deck, I mean, if you play turn 4, and let's say you're already kind of like aggroed out, or you're flooded, you're drawing, drawing 2 cards in a lot of time. I mean, if you're set up for this card, you're gonna draw 2 cards, probably like 70 or 80% of the time if you're playing this card correctly. So like 4 mana to draw 2 cards. And he still has 2 loyalty counters, which at that point he might die, but like depending on how you go about things, what your defense is like, or what they're playing, But after turn 1, he comes out, he's just adding free mana and giving things Riot. Like, sign me up. And when we're going to get into blue-green here momentarily, Riot is really good for blue-green creatures to have. So just kind of something to think about. And then his ult, you can emblem with, at the beginning of each end step, create a 4/4 red and green creature token with trample. So he becomes... Domri just becomes Tindershoot Dryad, but for beasts instead of fungus. His ult's a little underwhelming. I mean, not underwhelming is the wrong word, but like 4/4 creatures every turn, in theory, you can deal with. I think his one ability is the best one he's got. I think you're going to see... Of course, it's +1, so you're going to see... I think all his abilities are good. He's going to see a lot of use because he's really good. I think he's the best Planeswalker in the set. Convince me I'm wrong. Or change my mind is the meme. Domri Chaosbringer is the best Planeswalker in the set. Change my mind. Alright, sorry. I was looking at I thought I was getting a text there that was relevant. I was not. Ravager Worm. 6 mana Riot for 4/5. When he enters the battlefield, 5-star creature you don't control. So let's think about this. You play Domri on turn 4. And you Ravager Worm turn 5. Is that bad? Now, his 6 mana casting cost is a little, like, off-putting, I guess. But with Domri, I just thinking Ravager Worm, like, It's not that good. But a 5th turn Ravager Worm that's like... Is that bad? And if you play him with Domri, he gets double Riot, so he becomes a 5/6 haste on turn 5. A 5/6 haste to either fight something, or, which in theory could kill 2 creatures if you kill him, or you destroy a, or you counterplay land. Like, I don't think he's great by himself, but with Domri, he's fantastic. Nikia? Nikaya? Nikaya of the old ways. 5/5 for 5. Can't cast non-creature spells. When you tap a land for mana, it produces an additional 1. I don't know if good or not, but there are going to be decks that play it that you don't like playing against. You're going to see that card and you're just going to go, oh no. And they play like elves for 6 turns. Like, you play him in an elf deck, and then you just, oh, cool. It is only land, but then you're like, I'll tap this land for all your land. You've got 12 mana now. Oh, my elves all produce 12 mana. And then you got a Beast Whisper out, and you're just like, cool. My entire deck's on the table. And then you get settled and you feel bad. Or Kaya's Wrath, or whatever the shit. But, like, there's going to be some fun decks to play, and you're just like, do I get, you play Solitaire because you don't get to play the game when they're doing it. I don't think you're going to be excited to get these guys a rare, but like having 2 copies of you, like, all right, I'll make a deck that works in. I think you play red, white, green, and you play Knight of Autumns with them, because Knight of Autumn give you some removal. Or you go red, white, or red, green, black, and then just play like 5 color utility creatures. Is what you do. I don't recommend that. I mean, I don't not recommend that, but like, there's going to be fun stuff. I don't think a lot of it's going to be tournament viable, but there'll be somebody out there who actually gets the card to work in a way. So, Guild Mage, meh, whatever. Probably decent in draft, though, for the can't block. 5/5 for 4, can't be blocked by more than 1 creature, and when deals combat damage to a player, destroy a target artifact or enchantment. Good in draft. I don't know about constructed, but the destroy enchantments, get ready for the enchantment hate, guys. Like, enchantments were already like something you could have mainboarded for, and in this set it's going to get worse. So be ready to, like, I think Knight of Autumns, you're playing white green, you're playing Knight of Autumns. Cleansing Novas, you'd be cleansing Nova for enchantments and artifacts way more than you did before. So get ready for that enchantment hate, guys. Cindervines. Once again, red-green whenever player, as enchantment whenever they cast a non-creature spell, deals 1 damage to that player. Sacrifice, destroy target artifact or enchantment, deals 2 damage to the opponent's controller. So you've got a lot of different things going on here. This is a fantastic card. Like, this card is going to usually be out early enough to where they don't counter it, or have trouble countering it, and then once it's in play, they have to take a damage, and then you can still get use out of it even if they do try and remove it. So it feels bad for them to try and remove, because as long as you leave one open, you can usually get a little value out of it. Or if they're using removal on a 2-mana enchantment that's already dealt 1 damage to them, like, you still got the card. Like, let's say they naturalize it or whatever. So let's say they don't have any enchantments on the board and they decide to naturalize it and you just lose it. You still pay 2 mana to do 1 damage to them, and they had to force them to pay 2 mana and discard a card, essentially. It's not an exciting win, but it's a win. But if it's out and they use a Thrashing Brontodon or they Knight of Autumn it, like, you still get to use the thing if they have an enchantment out, or they're using something conditional on it that, like, and also it feels spectacle in a really weird way. So I don't know if that's going to be that useful, but if you're playing it in, like I said, as a Grixis, I think I'm shitty with 3 color names, like Grixis Spectacle. You're just like, cool, here you go. Cindervines, very good. It's going to frustrate control players. Speaking of things that frustrate control players, Gruul Spellbreaker was one of the earliest spoiled cards. 3/3, Riot for 3, so either a 4/4 or a 3/3 haste. Jund, is that it? I'm sorry. Oh, blue is Grixis. Thank you. As long as it's your turn, you and Gruul Spellbreaker have hexproof. So, big old fuck you to settle, and no one is sad about that. If you're sad about fuck you to settle, this is the wrong area for you. Let's, even though I do play settle, I play as a necessity, not because I want to. Alright, so Bulrak Clan Crusher, 4/4 for 5, remove 1/1 counter from creature control, deals 2 damage to any target. So, interesting flavor. I don't think you'll see play. It's fun. It'll be alright in draft. Temur? Is that green, red, blue? I'll get these eventually. One of the cards that I've been excited for because I'm a scumbag is this next one. Rhythm of the Wild, 3 mana. Creature spells you control can't be countered, and non-creatures you get have Riot. So this card is good in 2 copies because you can double Riot a creature. So you can either, and honestly, even like, not great to have 3 or 4 copies out, but you can still get more 1/1 counters on a creature. But with 2 of these out, every creature comes in with haste and a 1/1 counter, which is good. There's a lot of cards that I want to play this round. Very good with cards that typically don't stick around for more than 1 turn to do their thing. The one I always go to is Leonin War Leader. Leonin War Leader is a fantastic card, but you never get to use it because it always comes out and people go, they conclave it, they lava coil it, or they deal with it because once it attacks, you just feel bad. It doesn't make sure that it attacks in most situations. So, given the mana costs are a little weird there, but there's a lot of cards that keeping on the battlefield for 1 turn for them to do their thing is important. This lets you do their thing instantly. Reminds me of old Fires of Yamavaya. Oh, that's OG. Was that Invasion? I think. This is like a different version of that, and that defined a meta, and I think this can as well. You pick up 4 copies of this. Zerta Goblin, 2/2 Riot for 2. Good, playable, is a goblin, so if you want to play red-green goblins, you can do that now. Good card, play it, use it. 3/3 Riot for 4, trample, gets 3/0. Not exciting, may not even play it in draft. A 4/4 for 4, trample, not terrible. Back in the day, 4/4 for 4 actually was good. But not anymore, it's a card. It's not unplayable in draft, but a 3/3 haste for 4, it's not bad. It's just going to go overshadowed by everything else. Like, 3/3 for 3 that can't be blocked by creature tokens. Probably never play it. Not terrible, though. It's just like, after things get bigger than it, you're just like, okay. Savage Smash, 2/2 until end of turn. It fights target creature you don't control. Decent red-green removal. So I think we're gonna be good there on that. Rebels, it's gonna see play. It's actually really good in draft. Sorcery speed, it's a little weird. But I think it's still playable. Especially in budget versions of decks. If you're free to play, this is gonna be a card you'll probably play a decent amount of. 2/3 reach for 3, good in draft. Probably won't see it outside of draft. Alright, a Mythic here. 4/4 Riot for 5. Flying, deals 2 damage, divide as you choose between anyone, only if it has a 1/1 counter on it. 4/4 Flying Haste for 5, when there's already a... What is the Lava Dragon? It's like a 4/4 Flying Haste for 6. So it's better than Lava Dragon, I guess, if that matters. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's great. Mythic, it's kind of one of those, like, you can play it. You can play it if you're free to play, or you're just a guy who just gets this card. You can play it. It's playable. I don't know how fantastic it is. Maybe it comes to being like the red deck. I mean, it is a dragon, so there's some other dragon stuff you can do, which is good. So, but is it better than Disdainful Dragon? Is that the one that makes him sacrifice a creature or pay 5 life? I mean, Is it better than that? I mean, it's a 5/5 flying for 5, but instead of them sacrificing a creature or taking 5 damage, you pay 4 to deal 2 damage. I think it's not bad. I just think there are other cards that are as good in that spot. I think Disdainful Dragon is the one I'm thinking of, then or the name that I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the right card. Then like I don't know that I play this over Disdainful Dragon. 1/1 Riot for 3. Attack, start creature, opponents can't. Draft, probably. Real cards, no. 3 mana Riot. Whenever Burning Tree Vandal attacks, you may discard a card if you draw a card. 3 mana to draw and discard, and maybe. Because it's getting blocked. I mean, it's better if you're playing generic 3/2 for 3. It's better, just because it is a 3/2 for 3 with an ability. If you get it like last pick in a draft, you're fine. It's playable in draft. You're never gonna play it in constructed, I don't think, unless you're trying to fuel some sort of draw discard engine. Riot Menace, interesting. So a 3/3 menace for 4. Or a 2/2 haste menace. I just don't care. Just better cards than this. Draft, if you get it, you can play it, but it's still not exciting. 2/1 for 2, you can. Probably never going to do that. 2/2 for 4, Riot. Whenever attacks target creature you control gets. Where X is. I actually like that. I don't know. It's a little expensive. It's playable, though. 2/2 haste for 4. That gives another creature +2/+0 until end turn. But would I just rather have, like, the veteran, the 2/1? I mean, it's fine. That's okay. Enters battlefield with, don't care. 6/6 for, no, really don't care. Bad. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. So it's Rabid Bite at instant speed in red and or green. Look at the art of the basics. Yeah, that's really good art. I like that. I actually like this a lot. That's actually a really cool guild gate that it's like underground. That's fun. So yeah, that's good. Create a 4/4 red and green. Yeah, that's 4/4. See, this is the thing. Is like you get a 4/4 red and green beast creature with trample for 4 on a sorcery. This card's good. This will see play. 6 damage to target creature with flying for 2. Gets 4/2 and trample until end of turn. I like this. It deals with a lot of problems that red is going to have, red and green are going to have. Doom Whisperer, he's dead. And this also lets you deal with creatures that are on the board, whether you want to attack with everything and they block your card they expect to go well, and then you just, 4/2 or finisher. This card's going to see a lot of play. So, and obviously the cool land, the Locket's actually kind of neat. I like this Guildgate picture a lot, for what it's worth. I'm actually I think like 8.5. I think it's like I think Rakdos adds more flavor than this adds, because red green's always just kind of been like creatures. The reason I may give it the extra half point is because I think it develops the meta in a way that like makes control decks think about other things, because you have to deal with certain threats that they have. So, I mean, Spellbreaker, Rhythm of the Wild, and Cindervines are going to give control players nightmares. So yeah, I think this shakes up the meta a little bit and makes them have to do different things. I think you've got a lot of useful cards here. I think both of their split cards are very useful. This is kind of meh. Savage Smash is going to be really good in draft. Very meh in... It's still playable, but kind of meh in constructed. But you've got a lot of, like, he's good, this is good. It's kind of meh. But I think the Planeswalker, I think we'll go with 8.5. Am I off base? So we had... I think everything's strong. I haven't been disappointed by anything yet, because I think everything is offering a lot at this point, and maybe we're disappointed here. But we went like 7, 7.5, 7.5. 8. I think a standard 8 there is fine, and then like 8, 8.5 here. I think this is, like, for flavor wise,